Evening, folks. Welcome to another Irish whiskey review with me, Marty McCauley. I hope you're all well. Hope you're getting through what's proving to be a harder lockdown this time, with the time of year it is, the darkness, all the long nights, etc. So yeah, just plodging along. Hopefully, getting your vaccines. I know a few people have got it now. The way forward, get it all done, get it out of the way. So, without further ado, we're going to try and do this strange little being. Feckin, unbelievable Irish whiskey. Now, the name. On it tells you about St Feckin, who was a 7th century saint in Ireland. And he was very industrious. Born of the royal blood of Munster, St Feckin founded several monasteries across Ireland. Okay, so that's where the name comes from. St Feckin. Ireland at one point, as I'm sure most of you are aware, was known as the land of saints and scholars, because people over here, and while the Dark Ages raged across all of Europe, in Ireland the monasteries were founded, and lots of people were monks, and they sent these ambassadors all across Europe. St Columbanus went across all across Switzerland, Italy, set up these monasteries. And really, monasteries back in the day, they were really the universities of the day. That's where all the learning happened. Astrology, engineering, agricultural innovations. And that's really where it all started, and Ireland was famous for this. But St Feckin, now, I think it's a bit of a play on words. It's more to do with Father Ted. Feckin, feck. Father Jack and Father Ted. And if you haven't seen Father Ted, should you be in the States, search it out. It is hilariously funny. Really, really funny. And in it, there's an elderly priest. Father Ted lives in this little strange island off Ireland with two other priests. Father Dougal, who is possibly one of the stupidest characters ever on TV, and Father Jack, who's a chronic, belligerent, argumentative, aggressive, psychotic, alcoholic, elderly priest. And if you see it, you'll understand what I mean. And he in order that it didn't have to be censored at the time, he says feck a lot. Feck. So Feckin is maybe not just actually named after the saint, but I actually quite like the design of the bottle. It's a bit fun. It comes from the Ecklandville distillery, the same guys who bring us Dunvilles. But this is really their entry level. This is their bargain bottle. On their website, it's about £25 a bottle. Other websites, it rises up. It can be touching £35 a bottle. So go to the distillery shop and buy it. Save some money. Buy a few bottles. If it's any good, you have to rate it first. So, what's it like? Well, it's a blend, and it's fairly cheap. So, just have a wee look at the colour. Is there any colouring in that? Maybe a little bit, but nothing major. They're not trying to dupe anybody and tell them it's an aged single malt blend or whatever. It's a single malt or blend. So what they're trying to do, it's maybe a little bit just to keep it consistent. It's quite woody, quite oaky. There's a slight harshness on the nose actually that gives it a nail polish remover-esque nose to it, but it's not harsh. It's not particularly pleasant, but it's not unpleasant either. It wouldn't put you off. There is a little bit of roasted sugar, cooked sugar, sort of caramel, and a little bit of tropical fruit. It's actually not that unpleasant on the nose at all. It's very approachable, but it's not particularly complex. Now, yeah, it's easy enough to drink that. Again, the woody notes are coming through, but there's a slight sugar. The chemical note on the nose doesn't really come through on the palate. That clean nose that you get from that chemical esque. No, it's hard to describe sometimes because you think it's going to be very harsh, but it's not. It actually is a contributing flavour when it comes to the palate. On the nose, it can, for some people, could be quite off-putting, but it's not really unpleasant. Now, on the tasting notes, it says oaky balance and hints of caramel. Well, that's okay, that's fair enough. Taste smooth, medium dry with undertones of buttery, popcorn and honey. I wouldn't say there's much honey there, but popcorn, yeah, quite cereal. It's a little bit floral coming from the green aspects of it. But that's not too bad at all. On the finish, it's fairly short. It's not meant to be. It's not meant to be very long. This would be quite good for making cocktails and mixers and stuff. Entry level, it's 40%. Quite high grain content, I think. The guys down at Ecklinville, Dunville and Ecklinville's going to be two separate products. Ecklinville will be their own spirit. Dunville, they say, will be always bought in, a lot more aged, etc. We'll see in the future, that might change. Now, if I was going to give this a mark, using our new system where price plays an important part, this is entry level. I'm going to say it's mediocre. It's nothing really to write home about. In terms of value for money, if you're buying it at the £25 mark, it's reasonable enough at that. If it's £35, there's a considerable difference there. So I'm going to say buy it at 25 and it'll get a 5 out of 10. Nothing bad about it, but nothing really remarkable, and it's reasonable price at that. There's a lot of people will think this is a bit of a novelty drink. It's not really. It's actually nothing wrong with it, and it's just a bit of fun, and we all need a bit of fun in our life, folks. So yeah, 5 out of 10. If you see it, and it is available at some of the bigger supermarkets, so you can go in and buy them there. But as I said, at the distillery shop, it's a bit cheaper, so you might want to have a look there. So Feckin, remember, don't mispronounce it. So Feckin Irish whiskey, blend 40%, 5 out of 10. Not bad, but we look for better things from Ecklinville moving forward, and when they bring out their own spirit, which we've been told it's going to be later on this year, possibly into next year. And I really look forward to that, because the guys down there, the stuff they do is, a lot of it's fabulous. Now Feckin, they do a gin and a vodka as well, so you can possibly collect the range, because collecting spirits is all the rage these days. I go on to social media and everybody's trying to hunt down the new collections, and I had to jump in the car the other day to procure a bottle to complete a collection that I have, and well, had to drive a little bit to go and get it, but that is essential travel, really. So if it only go if it's essential, folks. Keep within the law, but going to complete a collection. Yeah. So anyway, looking forward to better things coming from Ecklenville, but Feckin, you'll not really go wrong with it for the price it's at. So all the best, folks. Stay safe and take care of each other. Okay. Bye bye.